Hello students, welcome back to our channel. Students, in this video we will study chapter 10 of class 11th mathematics, which is straight lines. We are going to study each and every concept of this chapter according to latest syllabus, and we will discuss some very important questions based on this concept. So after watching this video, this entire chapter will be very clear to you, right? So let's start. Before starting the concepts from class 11th mathematics, first we have to revise some formulae that we have studied in class 10th, because we are going to use all those formulae in this chapter also. So let's discuss those formulae first. First formula is very important, distance formula. That you studied in class 10th, chapter coordinate geometry. What is this formula? Suppose we have 2 points, right? Here we have a point whose coordinates are x1, y1, and here we have another point whose coordinates are x2, y2. So we have to find the distance between these 2 points, right? So when the coordinates of 2 points are given and we have to find the distance between those 2 points, then this formula is used, which is called distance formula. So what is distance formula? Let us say that this point is A and this point is B. So this distance AB is under root x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. You just have to subtract the x coordinates of the 2 points and take the square of that value, and subtract the y coordinates, subtract the y coordinate of one from the other and take the square of that also, and add those two and take the square root of the entire sum. That will be the distance between A and B. For example, let us say that this is a point 1, 2, and here we have another point, suppose 3, 5, and we have to find this distance, right? So let us say this is point P and this is point Q, and we have to find the distance PQ. So that distance is the difference of y coordinates, that is 3 minus 1 whole square plus the difference of x coordinate, that is 5 minus 2 whole square. So this is what? 3 minus 1 is 2, square of 2 is 4, plus 5 minus 2, sorry 5 minus 2 is 3, square of 3 is 9. So the distance between these 2 points is root 13 units. We cannot leave it as root 13 because the distance is always in some units like meter, centimeter, but at this moment when the coordinates are given, we do not know the units, so we will just write units, right? Because we do not know what is the unit of these points like meter, centimeter, so we will not go into that. We will just write units, but we have to write the term units whenever you are representing the value of a physical quantity who is having units, right? So this is the distance formula. So second one is we can also prove this formula, but we are not going into the proof and all, because you just have to remember this formula, and proof is in fact very easy. You just plot these 2 points and apply the Pythagoras rule. If you join this and this, so this is a perpendicular, right? These 2 lines are perpendicular. So if you have plotted these 2 points in coordinate system, so this length is what? Okay, I'll show you. Let me prove one formula for you. Suppose this is x-axis, suppose this is y-axis and this is x-axis. and if the coordinates of this point are x1, y1, then obviously this length is x1 and this is y1. And if the coordinates of this point are x2, y2, then this length is x2 and this length is y2. So if this length is x2 and this is x1, so this length is x2 minus x1 and this length is y2 minus y1. So applying Pythagoras theorem, AB is the root of square of this plus square of this. That is just Pythagoras theorem now. So that's why AB is x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square, right? Second formula that you have studied in that chapter of class 10th, which is coordinate geometry, was section formula. Section formula. Now what is section formula? Let us say we have again 2 points x1 comma y1 and another point x2 comma y2. Let this point be A and let this point be B. Now this is a line joining the points A and B, and on this line we have a third point C whose coordinates are, let us say, x comma y, and this point C divides this line AB in the ratio m is to n. Like for example, if the length of this line is 10 centimeter and C is at a position such that this CB is 2 centimeter and AC is 8 centimeter, then the ratio is 8 is to 2, that is 4 is to 1, right? So section formula gives us a formula to find the coordinates of this point if we know the coordinates of these 2 points and the ratio in which this join of AB is divided by C. So the value of x coordinate of this point is what? You just have to multiply this m with x2 and plus this n with x1 divided by the sum of m and n, and y coordinate is m into y2 plus n into y1 divided by m plus n, right? So this was the section formula. When this point C lies between A and B, then this type of division by C is called the internal division. If this point C lies on the right hand side of B or on the left hand side of A, then that join is called the external division. But that formula was not in class 10th, so we will discuss only the internal division, right? Okay, so based on this formula, we have some shortcuts that we will apply in many questions, and that is coordinates of midpoint. Coordinates of midpoint. MP means midpoint. Suppose C is the midpoint of A and B. Now this is A and this is B. A is x1 y1 and B is x2 y2, and let us say that the point C is the midpoint of the line joining A and B. So this is C, x comma y. So obviously if this is the midpoint of AB, then it will divide AB in the ratio of 1:1, right? So the value of m in this formula is 1 and the value of n is also 1. So if we put these values in this formula, we will get the coordinates of the midpoint as x is 1, this m is 1. Then this becomes x1 plus x2 divided by 2. So the coordinates of the midpoint are x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and similarly y is y1 plus y2 divided by 2, right? Okay. And another important point or formula which can be derived from this formula is the coordinates of the centroid of a triangle. Coordinates of centroid. Coordinates of centroid. So what is the centroid? Centroid is basically the point of intersection of all the medians of a triangle, right? So let us say we have a triangle, this is the triangle, and we know the coordinates of the vertices of this triangle. Coordinates of this vertex x1 y1, coordinates of this vertex x2 y2, and the coordinates of third vertex is x3 y3. So what are medians? Median is a line from one vertex which joins the midpoint of the opposite side, right? So this is the median, and this is the median, and this is the third median. So this point, which is the point of intersection of the medians, that is called centroid, and this median, this centroid divides every median in the ratio 2:1. This ratio is also 2:1. This ratio is also 2:1, right? So we can, using these two formulae, we can find the coordinates of the centroid. Since this is the midpoint of this, so coordinates of this is x1, x coordinate of this is x1 plus x3 by 2, and y coordinate is y1 plus y3 by 2. Similarly, coordinates of this are x1 plus x2, x1 plus x2 by 2, and y coordinate of this point is y1 plus y2 by 2, and for this point we can write that x coordinate is x2 plus x3 by 2, y2 plus y3 by 2, right? Okay, so how we will proceed now? Just focus on any one of the medians, right? Let's focus on this median. So the coordinates of one end are x2 comma y2, and the coordinates of the other end are this, and this point divides this into ratio 2:1. Now using this formula you can find the coordinates of the centroid, and the coordinates of the centroid will be, x coordinate of the centroid is x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, and y coordinate of the centroid will be y1 plus y2 plus y3 divided by 3, right? And the third formula was, that we have studied in class 11, was area of triangle. Suppose we have a triangle like this, and we know the coordinates of the vertices of that triangle, right? So we can find the area of the triangle. And what is the formula for area of the triangle? Formula for area of the triangle whose vertices are known. So formula for the area of the triangle is half mod x1 y2 minus y3 plus x2 y3 minus y1 plus x3 y1 minus y2, right? So this is the area of the triangle. You just, when the three vertices are given, obviously in the question it is not mentioned that you have to take this pair as x1 y1 or this pair as x2 y2. So when the three coordinates are given, take any one as x1 y1, take any one as x2 y2, take any one as x3 y3, and put the values in this formula, and you will get the area of the triangle. This mod says that if this value is negative, even then you have to take the positive value. Suppose if this is minus 10, then you take it as plus 10. If the result of all these is minus 10, then you have to take that value as plus 10, and plus 10 divided by 2 is 5, because area cannot be negative. That's why these are the coordinates. This value obviously can come as a negative value, but since area cannot be negative, so we have a mod in this formula which says that always take the value as positive, right? So these were the three formulae that we have studied in class 10th. Now let's come to the concepts of class 11th, and the most important thing in class 11th is the slope of a line. Slope. That is the most important thing, right? What is slope? Let us say we have a line. Let's first make x and y axis. This is y axis and this is x axis, and we have a line which is like this, and this line is making an angle theta. This line is making, this is important, this line is making an angle theta with the positive direction of x axis as measured in anti-clockwise sense, right? You can say that this line is making this angle also with x axis, but we have to take that angle which is measured in the anti-clockwise sense, right, from x axis. So if you take this angle, obviously this angle is measured in clockwise sense. So we do not have to take that angle. We have to take this angle which is measured in anti-clockwise sense from the positive direction of x axis, and this angle will give us the slope. How? Symbol of the slope is m, so we will say that slope of this line m is tan theta. Slope of this line represented by m, right? Slope is what? It is tan theta. For example, if this angle is 45 degree, then we will say that the slope of the line is 1, because tan 45 is 1. If this angle is 30 degree, then we will say that the slope of this line is 1 by root 3, because tan 30 degree is 1 by root 3, right? So this is how we will find the slope of the line. Okay, right? So if the line is like this, if the line is suppose like this, and this line is making an angle, suppose this line is making another angle alpha. So we are not going to take this angle, we will take this angle, right, to find the slope of this line. So slope of this line would be tan alpha. So we have to take the angle which is measured from x-axis in anti-clockwise sense, not the other angle, right? So that angle will give us the slope of the line. Now there is another formula to find the slope of the line, which is when this angle is not known. When we do not know the angle made by the line with x-axis, and instead of the angle we know 2 points which lie on the line. Suppose we do not know this angle, we know 2 points which lie on the line. Let the first point be x1 y1, and this point be x1 y1, and this point is x2 y2. This point is x2 y2. So the slope of this line. Now in this case we do not know this angle theta. If this angle is known, obviously the slope is tan theta. but now we are discussing another formula to find the slope of this line. Now let us join this and this. Then obviously if this angle is theta, and these two lines are parallel, then this angle will also be theta, right? Because these two angles are corresponding angles. So tan theta is what? In this triangle, tan theta is what? Tan theta is simply, let us say this point is P, let us say this point is Q, let us say this point is R. Then obviously tan theta is QR by PR, perpendicular by base. So QR is what? If this is x2 y2, this is x1 y1, then obviously जैसे अभी हमने पहले डिस्कस किया, this is y2 minus y1 and this is x2 minus x1. So tan theta, which is the slope of a line, that is simply y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So if 2 points are given on the line, suppose this is a line and 2 points are given on this line, this point is suppose 1 comma 2 and here is another point, suppose minus 3 comma 4, and we have to find the slope of this line. So slope of the line is 4 minus 2 divided by minus 3 minus 1. 4 minus 2 is 2 and this is minus 4. So slope of this line is minus 1 by 2. So we have two formulae to find the slope of the line, and slope of the line is one of the most important concepts in class 11 maths, right? So slope of the line is very important. So these two formulae, first formula is tan theta when the angle is known, and this angle is the angle measured in anti-clockwise sense with positive direction of x-axis, and the second formula is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1 when the angle is not known but we know 2 points which lie on the line. Clear? Okay, so there is another concept which is very important, which is a formula to find the angle between two lines. Angle between two lines. Angle between two lines when their slopes are given. So there is another very important formula that we have two lines and we know the slopes of both the lines and we have to find the angle between the lines. Suppose this is one line and this is the other line. So this is the angle between the two lines. Obviously this one is also the angle between the two lines, na? But first let us find one angle. Obviously the other angle would be 180 minus theta. So if we can find one angle, then second angle can be calculated. So let us say this line is making an angle theta 1 and this line is making an angle theta 2 with x-axis, right? This is a line, not line segment, so we should show this by these arrow marks. So we know that the exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the two opposite anterior angles. Now in this triangle, this is the exterior angle, so this will be the sum of this and this. So we can say that theta 2, if this angle is theta, then obviously this angle is also theta because these are vertically opposite angles. So we can say that theta 2 is theta 1 plus theta. So theta can be theta 2 minus theta 1, or tan, we can take tan on both sides, tan theta is this. Okay, so what is the formula for tan A minus B? It is tan A minus tan B divided by 1 plus tan A tan B. So we can write that tan theta is tan theta 2 minus tan theta 1 divided by 1 plus tan theta 2 into tan theta 1, and obviously tan theta 1 is m1, which is the slope of this line, and tan theta 2 is m2, which is the slope of this line. So we can say that tan theta is m2 minus m1 divided by 1 plus m1 into m2. And now this value can be positive and negative, because m2 can be greater than m1 or m2 can be less than m1. When the slopes of two lines are given, then it is not given in the question, then you have to take this slope as m1, this as m2. So you can take any value as m1 and any value as m2. So this answer can be negative. And when the tan theta is negative, theta lies in the second quadrant. So if we want to find the acute angle between the lines, we can put a mod sign which says that if this result is negative, then we have to take the result as positive, and the positive result will give us the acute angle between the lines. So the other angle can easily calculated by subtracting the acute angle from 180 degree, right? So this is a very important formula which gives you a formula to find the angle between the two lines when their slopes are given. Clear? So there are two very important special cases. If lines are parallel, what happens if these two lines are parallel? We know that the angle between parallel lines is 0 degree. So when the lines are parallel, then this theta, which is the angle between the two lines, this theta is 0 degree, and tan 0 is 0. So if we put 0 in place of this, then m2 minus m1 divided by this is 0. But when this is multiplied with 0, then everything becomes 0. So we can say that m2 is equal to m1. And this is a very important result, that when the lines are parallel, their slopes are equal. When the lines are parallel, their slopes are equal. Obviously, if the lines are parallel, then both of them are making the same angle with x-axis, so their slopes will be equal, right? And if the lines are perpendicular, then angle between them is 90 degree, right? If the lines are perpendicular, then angle between them is 90 degree, and tan 90 is what? Tan 90 is infinity. Now if we put tan 90 as infinity, then the reciprocal infinity is 0, right? So if we take the reciprocal on both the sides, so we can write 1 by infinity is equal to 1 plus m1 into m2 divided by m1 minus m2, and 1 by infinity is 0. So if we put 0 If we put 0, then this whole will go in this side and it will also become 0. So 1 plus m1 m2 is 0, right? So let me write the final result. 1 plus m1 m2 is 0. So we can say that m1 into m2 is minus 1. m1 into m2 is minus 1. So you have to remember these two very important results, that if the lines are parallel, their slopes are equal, and if the lines are perpendicular, products of their slopes is minus 1. These two results are very important. Now let us take some questions from NCERT textbook based on all these concepts that we have studied so far. Find the slope of the line which makes an angle of 30 degrees with positive direction of y-axis measured anti-clockwise. According to the question, this should be the line because the line makes an angle of 30 degrees when measured The line makes the angle 30 degrees with the positive direction of y-axis when measured in anti-clockwise sense. So this angle is 30 degrees, right? Angle measured from y-axis in anti-clockwise sense. This angle is 30 degrees. But we have to find the slope of this line, and to find the slope we need this angle which the line makes with the positive direction of x-axis measured in anti-clockwise sense. So what will be this angle, or this angle, or we can say this angle, because both are same. So this angle will be 90 plus 30, that is 120 degrees, right? So the slope of the line, that is m, is what? It is tan 120 degree. And what is tan 120 degree? We can write it as tan 90 plus 30, and tan 90 plus theta in the second quadrant. This angle lies in the second quadrant. So tan theta in second quadrant is negative, and since tan 90 plus theta is cot theta, so we can write that the slope of this line is minus cot 30 degree, and cot 30 is what? Tan 30 is 1 by root 3, so cot 30 is root 3. So the slope of this line is minus root 3, right? Okay. Next. If 3 points h, 0, a, b and 0, k lie on a line, show that a by h plus b by k equal to 1. It is saying that 3 points, these are the 3 points, and these 3 points lie on a straight line. Let us say on this line, right? So one point is h, 0. Second point is a, b. Third point is 0, k. So these 3 points lie on a straight line. So what happens when the 3 points lie on a straight line? So if you take any 2 points, you are going to get the same slope because the line is same. So the slope which you will calculate using these 2 points, or the slope that you will calculate using these 2 points, or the slope that you will calculate using these 2 points will have the same value, because that will be the slope of the same line, right? So let us find first the slope using these 2 points. So now since 2 points are given on the line, so obviously we are not going to use the formula m equal to tan theta. We will use the formula m equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So b minus 0 divided by a minus h. equal to, and now let's find slope using these 2 points, k minus b divided by 0 minus a, k minus b divided by 0 minus a. So this is b divided by a minus h equal to k minus b divided by minus a. Now if we cross multiply, then minus ab is equal to a minus h into k minus b, a minus h into k minus b. So minus ab is equal to a into k minus b minus h into k minus b, minus ab equal to ak minus ab minus hk plus hb. Okay, we have to prove that a by h plus b by k equal to 1. So this ab and ab cancelled out, and we can write ak plus hb, ak plus hb equal to, this is gone on the other side, so this becomes positive hk. Now if we divide this whole equation by hk, so we will get k se k cancel, we will get a by h plus b by k equal to 1. Clear? So a by h plus b by k equal to 1. Various forms of the equations of a line. Various forms of the equations of a line. So what is the equation of a line? When we say that 3x plus 2y equal to 12, let us say, is the equation of a straight line. We mean that every value of x and y which satisfy this equation is a point which lies on the line, right? So there are various forms to find the equation of a straight line, starting with the simplest one. Suppose we have a line which is parallel to, let us say, y-axis. We have a line which is parallel to the y-axis, this line. Let us say this line is passing from this point whose coordinates are a comma 0. So what is the equation of this line which is parallel to y-axis? Since this line on any point on this line, this point, this point, this point, so if we consider any point on this line, then obviously the x coordinate of every point on the line is a, irrespective of the y coordinate. This point has y coordinate different than 0, this point has different y coordinate, this point has different y coordinate, but what is common between all these points? Then x coordinate of every point is same, which is a. So we can say that the equation of this line, is x equal to a, right? Equation of this line is x equal to a. Okay, what happens if the line is parallel to x-axis and not y-axis? What happens if the line is parallel to x-axis? Suppose this is a line and this line is is this point is 0 comma b. So every point on this line, the y coordinate of every point on this line is b, right, irrespective of the x coordinate. If we move along this direction or we move along this direction, obviously we are going away from the y axis, so the x coordinate of the point will change, but the y coordinate of the point will not change, and that will always be b. So we can say that the equation of this line is y equal to b, right? So if it is written that x equal to a constant number, then that equation is the equation of a line which is parallel to y axis, and y equal to a constant number gives the equation of a line which is parallel to x axis. And you all must be knowing this thing because this was explained in class 9th and 10th also. So the first and most famous equation of the line is the slope point form. What is slope point form? Slope point form is a form when we know two things. First, the slope of the line and the coordinates of a point on the line. Always remember that to find the equation of a line, we always need two parameters, because one parameter is not going to give you the equation of a unique line. Suppose I am saying that find the equation of a line which is passing through 5, 4. So I am giving you with one parameter only, which is the point through which the line is passing. But you cannot find the equation of a unique line passing through 5, 4, because there will be infinite lines which pass through 5, 4, right? Or if I give you that find the slope of a line, find the equation of a line whose slope is 1. So there are infinite lines whose slopes are 1. So only one parameter is not going to help us to find the equation of a line. So to find the equation of a line, we need two parameters, right? And in every formula, we will discuss that what are the two parameters that we will use in this formula to find the equation. So slope point form is a form in which we know two parameters. One, the coordinates of a point on the line, and second, the slope of the line. Suppose this is the line and we know the coordinates of a point on this line x1, y1, right? And we know the slope of this line which is m. So how we will find the equation of this line? Obviously the equation of every line is going to come out in terms of x and y. So x and y is a general point which lies on this line. This is a point, general point x comma y, in terms of which we are going to find the equation of this line. So these are the coordinates of every point which lies on the line. So we can say that this slope m, which is known, is equal to y minus y1 using the formula of the slope y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So we can say that m equal to y minus y1 divided by x minus x1. So if we cross multiply, we will see that the equation of the line is y minus y1 equal to m into x minus x1. So this form is called slope point form because slope and a point are needed to find the equation of a line using this form, right? So this is now we are going to study many other forms also, but always remember this is the only form of the equation of a line. In all other forms we have used this form to find the equation in all other forms. For example, there is another famous equation form of a straight line which is called slope intercept form. Slope intercept form, in which we know two things. First, obviously, the slope of the line, and second is the y-intercept of the line. What is intercept? This is y-axis, this is the x-axis, and let us say this is the line. This is the line, right? So we know the slope of this line is m. We know, let us say the slope of the line is m. So what is intercept? Intercept is this length. This length is called y-intercept and this length is called x-intercept. It is the distance between the origin and the point where the line intersects the axis, right? So this is y-intercept, this is x-intercept. Let us say in this form we know the slope of the line and length of the y-intercept, right? We know the slope of the line and length of the y-intercept. So this point is 0, c. Whatever thing is given, you just have to find the slope and a point on the line, and then you will use this form to find the equation in other form. So this is the basic form using which all other forms are derived, right? So now we know the length of the intercept. So using that length, what we did, we just found this point so that we can have a point and the slope, and then we will put this point and slope in this form. So which is y minus y1. Y1 is c equal to m into x minus x1. X1 is 0. So it is y minus c equal to mx, or y equal to mx plus c. Y equal to mx plus c, right? This is called slope intercept form. Now there is another very important form which is called the intercept form, or first let us discuss the 2-point form. Let us discuss the 2-point form. What is 2-point form? 2-point form is when 2 points are given on the line, right? When I give you 1 point, you cannot find the equation of a unique line because there are infinite lines which are passing through that point. But when 2 points are given, then obviously there must be a unique line which is passing through those 2 points. This is the line which is passing through these 2 points. There cannot be another line which passes through these 2 points, right? So this point is x1 y1 and this point is x2 y2. This point is x1 y1, this is x2 y2. As I have said earlier that we are going to use this form only to find equation in any other form, right? So using this form, first we will find the value of m. M is what? M, since the 2 points are given on the line, then the value of m is obviously y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, and then we will put that value of m in this equation and we will get the so-called 2-point form of the line. Right? So बाकी other forms तो कहने की हैं. This is the main form and we are using only this form in every equation. Next form is called the intercept form. Next form is called the intercept form. What is the intercept form? In which we know both the intercepts, right? This is the x-axis and this is the y-axis and this is the line, and this line makes the intercepts. Let us say this is intercept, x-intercept, let us say this is A, and this is the y-intercept, let us say this intercept is B. So in this case we know the lengths of both the intercepts and we do not know the slope of the line. So no problem. If this length is A, then obviously this point is what? This point is A comma 0. If this length is B, then this point is 0 comma B, right? So now we know the 2 points on the line. We can use the 2-point form. Y minus, let us say this is x1 y1, this is x2 y2. So y minus y1 equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 into x minus x1. So it is ay plus bx equal to ab. Now if we divide this whole equation by ab, so this is x by a. I am writing this term first. B से b कट गया. This is x by a plus y by b equal to 1. X by a plus y by b equal to 1, and this is called the intercept form because both the intercepts are known in this case. This equation is very useful when we have to plot the graph of a line. Suppose 3x plus 4y equal to 12, and we have to plot the graph of this line. You just have to convert the line in this form, and to convert the line in this form we should have 1 on the right hand side. So what we will do, we will divide the whole equation by 12. So this is x by 4 plus y by 3 equal to 1. So obviously x intercept is 4 and y intercept is 3. X intercept is 4 and y intercept is 3. So just plot this line. X intercept is 4 and y intercept is 3. So this is the required line, right? This is the required line. X intercept is 4 and y intercept is 3. So this form is very useful to plot the graph of a line. Okay, so these are the various forms of the equation of a straight line. Now let us discuss some important questions based on these. Find the equation of the line passing through -3,5 and perpendicular to the line through the points. Okay. Now let us plot these 2 points first. This point is, suppose this point is 2,5 and this point is -3,6. Now we have to find the equation of a line which is passing through -3,5 and perpendicular to the line through the points this and this. So right, we have to find the equation of this line. This line is passing through this point which is -3,5 5. And this line, we have to find the equation of this line which is passing through minus 3 comma 5, and it is perpendicular to the line, this line, right, which is joining these 2 points. So to find the equation of a line, what we need a point which lies on the line, and that point is minus 3 comma 5, and we need the slope of the line, right? So what is the slope of this line? As we have already studied that when two lines are perpendicular, the product of their slopes is minus 1. Now let us say the slope of this line is m, and slope of this line is what? 6 minus 5, y2 minus y1 divided by minus 3 minus 2, x2 minus x1 into slope of this line m, and this product should be minus 1. So 6 minus 5 is 1, and this is minus 5 equal to minus 1. So what is the value of m? What is the value of m? Value of m is 5. Now we know the slope of this line. That slope of this line is what? It is 5, and this line is passing through minus 3 comma 5. Now let us apply y minus y1 equal to m into x minus x1 wala form. So 5 into x plus 3, y minus 5 equal to 5x, y minus 5 equal to 5x plus 15, y minus 5x equal to 20. So this is the equation of the line, right? Find the equation of a line that cuts off equal intercepts on the coordinate axis and passes through the point 2, 3. We have to find the equation of this line we have to find the equation of this line which is passing through the point 2, 3. 2, 3. So this line is passing through this point 2, 3, and it cuts off equal intercepts on the coordinate axis. So length of this intercept and length of this intercept equal है, ठीक है? मान लो इस intercept की length है a, so length of this intercept is also a. Now let us apply the intercept form which says x by a plus y by b, but b is also a in this case, is equal to 1. So we can say that x plus y is a, right? So this is the equation of the line. But since this line is passing through 2, 3, then obviously this point is going to satisfy this equation. So if we put x as 2 and y 3, so we will get the value of a, that is 5. And if we put this value again in this equation, then we will get the equation which is x plus y equal to 5. Right? So this is the equation of the required line. Next question. Point h comma k divides a line segment between the axes in the ratio 1:2. Find equation of a line. This is x and y axis है ये आपका, and there is a line. Point h comma k divides the line segment between the axes. This point divides the line segment between the axes in the ratio 1:2. This line segment, यहां से लेकर यहां तक, this line segment is divided by this point. h comma k, h comma k in the ratio 1:2, right? Okay, so now let us say that this point is a comma 0 and this point is 0 comma b, because the length of the intercept is b and the length of this intercept is a. So the equation of this line is x by a plus y by b equal to 1, and using section formula we can derive a relation, right? H is what? H is 1 into a, 1 into a plus 2 into 0, which is 0, divided by 1 plus 2. So we can say that the value of a is 3h. And similarly, k is what? K is 1 into the y coordinate of this, which is 0, 2 into the y coordinate of this, which is b, divided by 1 plus 2, that is 3. So the value of b is 3k divided by 2. Now if we put these two values of a and b in this equation, so what we will get? X divided by a, which is 3h, plus y divided by b, which is 3k divided by 2 equal to 1. Now this 2 will go into the numerator, and let's take 3 common. So this is the equation of the line. Next formula is, this is the last formula of this chapter. There were many other concepts also, but those concepts are not in syllabus anymore. So this is the last formula in which we will find the perpendicular distance of a line from a point. Let us say we have a line. This is our line. This is the line ax plus by plus c equal to 0, and here we have a point x1 comma y1, and we have a formula to find the perpendicular distance of this point from this line. Let us say this distance is d, then this distance can be calculated using this formula. This d is mod of, first put this point in this line, so this is a, in place of x1 you will put the x coordinate of this point, plus b, in place of y you will put the y coordinate of this, plus c, divided by under root the coefficient of x ka square plus coefficient of y ka square. Yeah, right? So this is the formula. First you will put this point in this line in place of x and y, and you will divide the value by under root a square plus b square, where a is the coefficient of x in the line and b is the coefficient of y in the line. For example, find the distance of this point from the given line. So now this is the line, (3x minus 4y minus 26), 3x minus 4y minus 26 equal to 0, and the point is 3 comma minus 5, this. So this distance is, first you will put First you will put this value 3 into the x coordinate of the point, which is 3, minus 4 into y coordinate of the point, which is minus 5, minus 26, divided by square root of x coefficient of x is 3 plus coefficient of y is minus 4, and the mod of this whole, because distance cannot be negative. So the answer is D equal to 3 into 3, 9, plus 20 minus 26 divided by under root 9 plus 16. 9 plus 16 is 25. So D is 29 minus 26, that is 3, divided by 9 plus 16 is 25. Root of 25 is 5 units. So this is the distance of the point from the line, right? So this was the chapter straight lines. I have discussed each and every type of question from the textbook. Now you can practice all the exercise of the chapter and follow the latest syllabus, because there are many things that have been eliminated from the syllabus. So go and practice each and every question of the chapter. All the very